The Gainesville Times is on TikTok.
That's right, we're on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. Find us at Gainesville Times or G Times News to get the latest about what's going on in Hall County. Reach our listeners with your brand right here on Taken Too Soon. If you're interested in being a part of the show as a sponsor, email our team at marketing@gainesvilletimes.com to get more information.
The views and opinions expressed by guests on the Taken Too Soon podcast are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or positions of the host or contributors. This podcast deals with mature topics that may not be suitable for all listeners. Material heard on the Taken Too Soon podcast is intended for adult listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Lacey Wiggum has been involved in the search for Elaine's killer since she was in the womb. Her mother, Beth Jones, was pregnant at the time of Elaine's disappearance on September 20th, 1999, and has been coming to the vigils for the past 25 years.
Out at Elaine's gravesite on the 25th anniversary of her death, there was a bucket of frog figurines with a sign reading, "Take one or two, but leave a few as we stand together remembering Elaine Nix, who was taken too soon."
Yeah, like now to me, that's why like the angel peace frog is. To me, for the last 25 years, that's kind of represented her. And whether it be on her memorial page or whatever, as far as if I see it, that's something that automatically registers to me as Elaine. No, especially just a peace frog in general. But the angel peace frog it represents to me her. And that she's with us every day.
Elaine's friends and family released more than a dozen lanterns and balloons into the skies above the Memorial Park Cemetery.
Okay, we're doing a test run real quick.
That sounded good, right?
This is a test run. Please work. It's starting to blow up a little. Everybody better start theirs now. I mean, it's
1 to 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to generate some smoke to lift, is what they said.
Before the paper sets on fire, like.
Yeah.
The Hindenburg all over.
Like, the whole paper's gonna set on fire first. We're gonna be out here. Merc's gonna be like, "Y'all just caught the graveyard on fire." Go. Don't blow up my hair, though.
Go. Is it doing it?
It's doing it. It's doing it. Woo! Okay, it worked. We good. We know what we're doing.
Yeah, we got this, everybody.
Test run was good.
The test run was good.
And we got a balloon that blows up.
And we got a balloon that ran away. She wanted them early. That's what that was.
Hopefully the balloon don't run into
everybody
that.
know she's here. She wanted it early.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and start lighting them?
Yeah, go ahead and start setting them on fire because it's going to take them. It might take 2 people at a time to get yours together. But, oh wait, no, they're already going. Okay. Okay, now they're burning fast.
She says, "By George, this year is the last year that we
Okay.
do
Yes. Okay, so while everybody is lighting their lanyards and they are obviously already taken off, so that's letting Elaine let us know, let's get this show on the road. This is 25 years, a quarter century.
Next year, it's going to be different, though. We're going to be out here to celebrate her life. We're not going to be out here to do that. We're going to celebrate.
Yes, and that's been our goal for 25 years. So this year, we are blessed with more coverage on Elaine's case. I don't know if anybody's watched any of the podcasts that are out there, but the Gainesville Times has a great one. Please look into it. Also, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for coming out here today. It means a lot to her family, her friends, and even the ones that didn't know her. I'm trying not to get set on fire, but But as you can see, Elaine is ready for us to release these and look forward ahead and look for justice for Elaine, because it has been way too long, and somebody knows something. Somebody has told somebody. You cannot keep a secret for 25 years. Right. So I'm hoping this year is the year. So, and please keep the family and everybody in your prayers. And I mean, these are beautiful. Like, I just got to stop and take a picture. Yeah. All right, everybody. So now that we've released these beautiful lanyards with these beautiful messages to Elaine and balloons and seeing this beautiful sight, let's kind of get back to why we're here. We're here to bring awareness to Elaine's case. 25 years. So please, if anybody hears anything at all, no matter how little you think it is, contact Gwinnett County. Contact Hall County. Reach out to somebody, because somebody knows something. Somebody has told somebody. You can't just go 25 years without saying something to somebody. So we're hoping next year when we're out here, we're celebrating justice for her. And I know we say that every year, but I don't know, just I think with the family and all the friends support and getting the community involved, getting her case out there, like, I think it's been very important, and I'm hoping this year is the year. So
this year is the year. We're not going to say hope. We're going to say it is. By George. Because 25 years is enough.
Yeah.
With almost 40 people in attendance, the group shared fond memories of Elaine and played the Spice Girls' Wannabe.
So, I mean, majority of the people out here knew Elaine. Some didn't. Some know her by our memories and our stories and things like that. If anybody would like to share something that they can remember from 25 years ago, a quarter of a century ago, just a little story, a little something. If you want to talk about it, now would be a great time.
Elaine's aunt, Debbie Nix, tells the first story.
She come to the house one time to borrow a cup of sugar. And she just took a bath, and she had a hand towel wrapped around her head, and that towel was so much bigger than her. Her going up the driveway, and it was just so funny.
It's a great memory. Look, wife's going to tell you in the ear.
Elaine's friend Beth Jones was the next to share.
When we were going to church, Becky, me, you, and Elaine, we were going to church, and Elaine went to grab your ear, and I had my hand on the seat, and you pulled my hand and my ring scratched the side of your face. You don't remember that?
You remember about hurting David?
I do. I really do. It was crazy because he went to church. He grabbed her hand thinking it was her hand, but it was my hand. And I had this ring that had double hearts on it, and it scratched the side of his face. And she was like, "That's what you get, Dad. That's what you get."
Anybody else got a little?
Elaine's cousin, Stephanie Reese, also spoke up to share memories.
Brandy and Megan, some girls that she went to softball with, and we would have sleepovers and play truth or dare, go out in the driveway and moon cars and stuff we weren't supposed to do, but we did it. We were loud. We got in trouble for singing too loud. April usually But it was usually April. It was usually me, April, and Elaine, but mostly April was the loudest.
All right. Anybody else got anything they'd like to share? Like, even if you didn't know Elaine, maybe something you've heard about her, something that's inspired you. Like, I know there's kids out here that didn't know Elaine.
Elaine's friend Beth Jones and her daughter Lacey Wiggum talk about coming to Elaine's memorial for the past 25 years.
I've been coming out here all my life.
Yep.
And you're one of the ones that don't?
Yeah.
The only time she knew you was when you were in my belly.
Yep.
I was
So.
that kid running around with a big old.
And now,
I'm
now it's your kid running around with a big old Elaine shirt. See this one right here.
Yeah, you look like
So, like she said, she's been coming out here her entire life. Literally.
Yep.
Where's Brandy?
Brandy, she was 5.
I was about to say she's been coming out here most of her life and bringing her kids, 2 kids. So we're bringing awareness to the next generations also, like
And the next.
letting kids know and grandkids know, and like these kids are aware like there are bad people out there, like that can do something really bad to you. Okay, how many people here has Elaine's unsolved murder affected their life and changed it in some way to where you are more aware of your surroundings, your life, like what could happen? Like, I think this has taught so many people to be more aware, because things are different now than back in '99.
Yeah, like, for
Like-
me, it was the way I raised my daughter.
Yeah.
Like, if she went somewhere, I had to know where she was, who she was with. When we were out in a public place, she either had to hold on to that buggy, sit inside the buggy, or she was right there with me.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not a safe world anymore. Like it wouldn't.
this can happen.
Yeah.
Because we know it.
Yeah.
It did.
I mean, this could have been any of us, like literally. Okay, so we'll move on to the prayer. I've been told somebody is willing to.
Elaine's uncle, Michael Nix, led the group in a prayer.
It's all grab hand. Our Father in heaven, as we come here today to share Elaine's 25 years of hurting and love, it's David, Becky, little David, like a closure of this. We're all getting older. We need to know before we pass what's going on. God, help us. Let us know what's going on. What happened to Elaine? Well, we know. God, we love you. God, all her friends, neighbors, and all. Just pray every day for David and Becky and little David. God, we love you. And we always will. To share this moment each year that we come out here until we find out what's going on with Elaine. It hurts to know that we ain't found out nothing yet. God, we love you. Amen.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of Taken Too Soon? Check out bonus content exclusive to Times subscribers at GainesvilleTimes.com/TakenTooSoon. See photos, read old articles, review documents, and watch videos from our interviews. Subscribe today to dive deeper into this cold case mystery. Find the bonus content link in the show notes. And now back to the show.
You girls have spent enough time together.
These words took on a completely different meaning 25 years ago when Stephanie Reese, Elaine's cousin, hung out with her for the last time, sleeping in and making frozen pizzas.
Spent that whole last weekend together. That Friday night she stayed at my house. Saturday night I stayed at her house. We woke up about 1 o'clock Sunday because David came in and yelled at us that we had been asleep too long. And we made frozen pizzas, and my mom called and told me I needed to come home because I had some chores to do. I had school the next day. So I went home and did all that, anticipating going back over there. And it 25 years later, it's still in my head. My mom made the comment, "You girls have spent enough time together," and wouldn't let me go back over there because I had school. So I called Elaine about 8:30 that night. She was on the phone, and I told her, my mom won't let me come back over. She said, "Okay, I'm on the phone with you. I'll call you when I get off the phone. I love you." I said, "I love you," and that was it. I got about 15 pages the next day from her house number, and I went to the payphone at school and called, and it was Becky that was beeping me and had asked me, have I seen her or talked to her, and I told her, about our conversation the night before, and that was it. That was the last memory I have, is being at her house and coming home and doing everything just to get to go back over there, and it wasn't enough time. So
just like Elaine's first name Jacqueline is meant to honor her grandfather, the 18-year-old's memory lives on as the namesake for Stephanie's children.
Yeah, it was very important to me because she'll always be a big part of my life. We were really close, so having, being my oldest daughter when I was pregnant with her, I knew in some way I would be naming her after Elaine and honoring her. And then when my youngest came along, she's actually named after Elaine and my grandpa because his name was Jack. And so we kind of just combined Jacqueline, and we spell it Jackalan. So it's a combination of Elaine and Jacqueline and my grandpa. My oldest son is 22, and then my oldest daughter is 20. My youngest son is 18, and my youngest daughter she's almost 12. So we've been coming the kids have been coming 22 years.
What have they got to learn about Elaine over these years of coming to these memorials?
They've learned a lot. The girls were a lot closer than the boys. They don't really talk about emotions and stuff like that. So the girls know how she was and things that she did, and we talk about, stuff that we did to get in trouble together, or how we would make our parents mad, or, just little things like that. But it's affected them in that my 11-year-old walks around with a notebook, and she's listened to the podcast, you guys' podcast, and then the other one, and she'll come in my room and ask me questions, and she's investigating this, and she's going to solve it, and she's going to be the youngest detective ever. And so it's affected them just because they've been around and they know and they're aware of it.
Elaine's nephew, Hunter Nix, said he's been going to the memorial since he was 5 months old. He is now 19.
He also told us that he feels anger that he never got to meet the cool aunt he's heard so much about. He's also angry that he has no cousins, but is thankful for the extra family he's gained through Elaine's friends.
I learned that she was a spitfire and not to be trifled with. She wasn't afraid to stand up for herself. She was funny. Often my younger sister gets described as just like her. She loved frogs, loved the color green. What do you see in your sister that reminds you of what you've been told about Elaine? Her attitude. Yeah, definitely her attitude.
Lacey Wiggum has been involved in the search for Elaine's killer since she was in the womb. Her mother, Beth Jones, was pregnant at the time of Elaine's disappearance on September 20th, 1999, and has been coming to the vigils for the past 25 years.
How are you related to this case?
My mother was Elaine's best friend.
And she was pregnant with you at the time when all this was happening, before we knew what happened to Elaine.
That's correct.
What has your mom told you about what it was like when she was pregnant with you and this was happening?
She's definitely told me it took a toll on her pregnancy, stressed her out a lot. She was preparing for my baby shower and all of that during Elaine going missing.
And you've been out here every year that they've had a vigil for her, is that right?
Yes, sir.
What do you remember from the early years before, you became an adult?
Lots of tears, lots of not understanding. I was young and I didn't really know what was going on. I just knew that my mom's friend was gone and she was hurting really bad, and all of her close friends were hurting really bad.
What have you gotten to know about Elaine and who she was and who she might have been from coming to these events?
I've learned that she was very spunky and very petite and just spoke her mind about everything, and that is something I try to be more like. So,
what stories has your mom shared with you, or just as you were growing up and she lost her best friend, what did she share with you about who her best friend was?
Just that they had a lot of memories together, sleepovers, riding down the road, listening to music, jamming out, going to the grocery store, and things like that.
And your mom played some Spice Girls during the vigil. Is that been something that y'all play in the household?
Yes, sir. If you know my mom, she's very outgoing, and she definitely listened to a lot of Spice Girls growing up.
And you've got young ones of your own now.
Yes, I do. I have a daughter, and she's 4.
And so now you're getting to teach her all that you know, and having her grandmother teach her about her best friend and show her the Spice Girls.
Yes, and I'm very thankful. She'll be very cultured when she grows up. She'll have some good music taste.
I'm glad they're still raising them right. What have you learned about how this case has affected the Nix family and the people around? There were people talking during the vigil about just how it's changed their life and how it's changed the way that they look at the world.
Unfortunately, never trust anyone. That's kind of the world we live in. It's not the ideal that everybody wants to believe, but that's just how it is. And unfortunately, while we have been shedding our tears here today, somebody is out living their life free, and we don't get to be with Elaine. I never get to know Elaine because somebody took her from us.
What would you say if the person who did this, or somebody that knows the person that involved, could hear this? What would you want to say to them?
You've gotten 25 years. When do we get our peace? When does Elaine get to rest truly?
On a personal level, just because you have been coming out here since you've been in your mom's belly, how has that affected you as a person? Because that's not something that like normal people would really go through. So has that affected you in just the way that you've grown up and the person that you've become by coming to this for 25 years?
I think, yes, it has affected me. I don't trust people very easily. I'm very overprotective of my daughter, especially in public places. I can't tell you how many times that I've held my daughter's hand, looked away, and even though I was still holding her hand, my heart just sank like somebody was trying to grab her, because it's just a fear that I've grown up with, to always be aware of your surroundings, and anything can happen at any time.
And then I guess the last question I have for you is, how important do you think, one for you and your mom, but for everyone that comes to this, how important is it that everybody keeps showing up 25 years later for Elaine?
I think it's very important. I think that it just speaks volumes as to the person that Elaine was. And I think that we continue to spread awareness, because some cases like this go unsolved and people just forget, and then it happens to another person, and then we're wondering, why has this happened so many times? Because some people do just get forgotten, and we're not going to let Elaine be one of those people.
Hey, true crime junkies of North Georgia, are you aware of what's going on around you? Find out by signing up for our free newsletters from the Times. You'll get local news in your inbox daily, including at least one free article a day about what's happening in Hall County. And now back to the show.
So we're back in the studio. We're still wearing our Elaine Nix shirts that we wore out at the memorial, and just kind of processing the emotion of all of it. Greg, what was impactful for you?
So for me, it was, I think I had told both you and Faith before we went out there that I was feeling a little not so up to it tonight. Reason being is I kind of felt like an outsider looking in and kind of like we didn't really belong. But I think the most impactful thing that I saw out there was just the community of support that's grown over this tragedy between family, friends, and others that come out there every year to honor the memory of Elaine Nix. Just that community of support and the fact that it's become this generational thing. I mean, there were several kids out there doing this whole thing too. And I don't know, it's not really quite what you would think that you would see, but it was a sizable crowd. So I think overall, it's just nice to see that there's still that many people that care about Elaine Nix and want to still see justice in her case after all these years. How about you, Nick? What did you think was the most impactful thing for you?
Yeah, it's the seeing people that never had a chance to meet her that are invested in this case. When we talked with her cousin, Stephanie, who said that her kids have been investigating it and want to find answers, and they never had a chance to know who she was. You know, this isn't somebody that they spent time with, but they're invested because they have that connection, and they want answers just like we want answers, just like hopefully the police want answers.
Yeah.
And it's tough to see that pain being passed down to other generations. You know, obviously it's not intentional, but just these kids that are having to go through that and see their loved ones in pain, and they feel that pain vicariously.
Yeah, I think it was interesting. One of the things that was said out there that I definitely wrote down was that this whole situation has changed the way we raised our kids, is what I heard. And like you're saying, that just seems like a really tough thing, that these younger generations are kind of just born into this pain, which isn't fair for even adults to feel. But yeah, you can tell that it has changed the way that these people are raising their kids. And it's a trust issue, I think. It seemed to be one of the reoccurring themes tonight, is you can't really trust people. And in a sense, that is a kind of a very sad message to be teaching the younger generations before they even, get that opportunity to really see what the world is like. They're already a little sheltered from it because they're kind of getting that message of don't really trust people.
Yeah, and the part that got the most emotional for me was when David talked about how he really looked forward to being an uncle, and that he's so grateful for all of the families that were out there letting him be the proxy uncle for all of their kids. Because while we've been producing this, I just became an uncle. And, my sister gave birth to her first kid with her boyfriend, and, baby Olivia Grace. And I see a lot of my sister in this case that we've been covering with Elaine. And that really got to me. Just the fact that Elaine would be 44 in December. She would likely have her own kids. She'd be somewhere along in her career, whether she went into nursing or pursued something else or became a stay-at-home mom, whatever life would hold for her, and we just don't know. And it's sad to see that one person or multiple persons' actions that night has caused this heartache and has left this open wound that doesn't get closed because there isn't justice right now. There's not an answer of what happened to Elaine Nix on September 20th, 1999. We don't know what happened. We've tried to get answers. We've passed along information to law enforcement. But there's just so much that still needs to come to light. And again, like we've said through the past episodes, if you have any information, please pass it along to the Gwinnett County Cold Case Unit or pass it along to Hall County Law Enforcement.
Or if you don't want to talk to law enforcement, you can always pass it on to us and we will pass it on to them. I think another thing that we really want to see out of this, other than to get people talking, get that person that maybe has that single shred of evidence that could break this case to actually get out and talk. I think the other thing that we really want to kind of stress is maybe a plea to Dr. Gowett, the medical examiner who did Elaine's original autopsy, to make an amendment to this autopsy and reclassify the manner of death to homicide. Because as Dr. John Hager had said, without it being classified as a homicide and with it being classified as undetermined, there's really no case to look into. There's really no investigation to be done. Dr. Hager did say that if he were to make an amendment to this, it could probably jumpstart or reignite this investigation to a fuller force than what it's been so far.
After 25 years of looking for answers, Elaine's friends and family still have none. While most families inherit real estate or family heirlooms, the younger generations at Elaine's memorial inherit heartache, a protective mother,
a detective cousin,
an angry nephew.
They are Elaine's legacy.
Do you have any information you'd like us to look at regarding Elaine's case?
If so, please email tips to Greg Finan at Gainesville Times. That's GregFinan at GainesvilleTimes.com.
Check out bonus content exclusive to Times subscribers at GainesvilleTimes.com/taken-too-soon. See photos, read old articles, review documents, and watch videos from our interviews. Subscribe today to dive deeper into this cold case mystery. Find the bonus content link in the show notes.
The music in this podcast was by Ben Ingram.
If you like the Taken Too Soon podcast, be sure to give us a rating wherever you listen.
Thanks for listening. This has been Taken Too Soon, the Elaine Nix story.